for a young person that is about, like, let's say 25, 26 to 30, what kind of symptoms do you think that they should look out for when it comes to trying to dictate those little alarms that can possibly indicate a high blood pressure in a young person?
So there are first symptoms that may appear, and you might take them lightly or rather relate them to other illnesses, some are just a temporal infection. So things like headaches, having a stiff neck. So having a stiff neck is one of the most important symptoms that you must watch. You must be keen on it. Because if it's coming repeatedly, that means it's coming every day. Like you're noticing every day. There's no day that will end without having an headache. It's something
Okay.
you should you should rush and check your blood pressure. So that is the first symptom. The second symptom is feeling your heartbeat at night. While you're sleeping, you can feel your heart is pumping, and it's pumping faster, and yeah, it's faster, and you can feel your breath skipping. So those are the first symptoms you should watch. And the third one is sweating a lot at night,
Okay.
having heavily sweats at night. And to add on that, also going to the washroom like more than 2 to 3 times every night for a short call. That could be a raise of an that could be an alarm that you could be having hypertension or other high blood pressure. Yeah, so those are the first main symptoms. Again, these are symptoms that I went through. So I'm speaking out
Okay.
of experience, not out of reading. I'm a study.
Okay.
Another
Okay.
symptom, another symptom one might experience is noticing blood samples or other blood spots on your urine. And in most cases in men in their semen. So if you notice blood sample, blood spots in your semen, urine, that could be an alarm or rather a raise that you could be having high blood pressure. And
Very interesting.
yeah, that there are very small symptoms that people ignore. Another one is numbness. Numbness. You feel like a part of your body is very numb, just for no reason.
Okay.
Maybe a part of
Okay.
your cheek, maybe your lip, maybe your hand. Somewhere it's very numb, and it's not, it has stayed there for long. So that could be a risk that your blood pressure could be too high.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and now when you advance to higher symptoms, that is blurry vision. When you start noticing that your vision is changing, or rather it's disappearing, that could be a sign that your blood pressure is.
Do you know that the thing is, the truth of the matter is, if everything you just mentioned, I have experienced personally myself, but my mind never went to the fact that it could be actually elevated blood pressure or anything, because there was a certain time in my life that I was sweating so much at night, and to I noticed that there was a lot of weight loss during the time that I always had this serious night sweat. And when I'm talking about serious night sweat, I mean my whole bed will literally be soaked by the time I wake up in the morning. And yeah, this heart palpitation, I don't think is one of the things that I experienced at night, but I could say that, yeah, during the day, I could experience, having difficulty taking deep breaths and actually like being able to inhale properly like I should. But those symptoms are resolved now. And you mentioned something like blood vision, which is something that I think the headache aspect also, and blood vision and the numbness. As a young person, I don't think if I am experiencing any of this, the first instinct is going to come, or even the second instinct or the third instinct will actually indicate in my mind to check my blood pressure. So this is actually very useful information out there. And sometimes also, I wouldn't say like up to 3 times, I can get up to pee like twice or so at night. But the constant headache is something that I don't think I've ever experienced. So I think it's one of the things that I think these symptoms might vary from person to person, but there are some things that can occur persistently that you would actually not have to ignore, and check your blood pressure, which is the blood vision, sudden blood vision you talk about. Blood in semen, that is a very serious indicator, and also persistent headache. But this persistent headache might also be caused by dehydration. So before you conclude that your headache is persistent, or as a young person, before you conclude that your headache is persistent or related to high blood pressure, make sure that you are taking at least 3 liters a day, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
and make sure that you're hydrated on a cellular level. I know you have a personal experience with high blood pressure. So, what was those patterns of lifestyle that you found yourself engaging in as a young person that must have led to resulting into high blood pressure?
So the patterns of lifestyle that I think could have resulted to my hypertension. One is probably because I was a sports guy. I used to play a lot of basketball. I used to play basketball every day.
Okay.
So I was exercising myself. So one I think is stress from work. Yeah,
Mm,
that really I think that is one of the major problems that resulted to me getting hypertension because I was very stressed. At that time I was too much pressure at work, stress, not getting paid, frustrations. Yeah, so I think that one is one. The second one is maybe doing drugs. I used to do a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol and marijuana.
okay.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
used to do a lot of drugs. But I used to do marijuana probably every day. So alcohol was once in a while. So I think that could be one of the other reasons as to why I I was diagnosed with hypertension. The third
Okay.
lifestyle is diet was okay because I was eating just regular food, ugali, greens, rice, once in a while junk foods. So lifestyle was, I think it was fine. So I think those two are the one of the biggest because health wise I was like, in fact I was more lean at that then. I was very lean. I was very
Okay.
small. Yeah, I was very active. I was very active. I was physically active. So I think stress and drugs.
Okay, so what you're trying to say is, even though as a young person you are physically active and you go to the gym, you are physically active, you play football, you do any of all these things, and
Yeah.
let's say that as a young person, stress is something that we cannot avoid because I think from last
Yes.
night, I don't think